Good morning everyone and welcome to yet another How to Get Kids Gardening with Skinny Jean Gardener. Today we are talking about wildlife. The sun is shining, we're ready to go for the day. I've got a cup of tea in hand, I hope you have as well. Today we're doing loads of different gardening makes and ideas with things that you might have around the house. And I've got to say, before we proper get into it, big up, right? Big up to Flymo for having us on their page. So hello to everyone from Flymo, welcome to the show. Like I say, all these bits we're doing today are things that you can just get from around the house. I don't know about you. Oh, by the way, share, click share and all that sort of stuff. If you like, let your friends know about it. I don't know about you, but in Essex we have been, especially in Colchester where I am now, we've been told that they're no longer going to pick up the recycling. Now some might see this as a bad thing, I see it as a brilliant thing. And I'm just going to quickly share this on my own Facebook. Say hello to my Facebook friends so my mum can see it. Here we go, share it to a page, take a sip of tea, and we shall share it to there, so everyone there can see it. They've stopped taking recycling. Now you could see this as like a negative, but actually I see it as a bit of a positive, because that means we've got loads and loads of materials that we can make stuff from. Stuff that would usually go to recycling, we've got a massive craft. I mean, our pile of craft stuff now is quite a big pile. I can't imagine what it's going to look like, but we're going to make as much as we can from it. So next week, today we're doing about wildlife, but next week we're going to do a whole show making stuff for the garden out of your recycling, so tune in for that. Tomorrow we're going to do some fun stuff. Like I say, today we're going to do some wildlife stuff. On the question I've put, if you've got a good way to get rid of slugs, then I'd love to hear from them, from you guys. Drop it in the comments, let me know, and tell me what's going on. You can also call in on 07423 574 520 if you want to call in. You've got a wildlife idea, something that you think would be great for the garden, something you'd like to share. I'd really like these lives to be something that, you know, we can all chuck your ideas in there and talk about them, get them out there. So if you've got a great way, like slugs are one of them things. The biggest question is, how do I get rid of slugs? We're going to get into the bottom of this today with a few different makes and a few of your answers. So get involved, and if you've got any other gardening questions, that'd be really cool too. Right, so let's get into it. I'm just going to have a sip of tea. For some reason it's not showing me who's popping up on the screen today. That's absolutely fine. Comment if you're popping up, comment if you're saying hello. I know a few of you are out there. Right, today we're going to do a few different things. We're going to talk about hedgehogs, we're going to talk about frogs, we're talking about birds, and also bees as well. All of those things are really, really important in our gardens to get wildlife in, because if we want wildlife to... Well, I should probably mention who's not here right now. She might turn up later. Bit of a diva now because of you guys, because you've given her so much attention. She thinks she's famous. Ian's here. Hello Ian, thank you mate for saying good morning. Right, she might be here later, okay, don't panic. For now you've got me. For wildlife, it's so important to give them a home and to bring them into the garden. Like, as you can see, we've got a nice lawn, nice bit of grass, really important. While I'm talking about grass, I should mention First Cut Sunday, this Sunday, peeps. So if you've not cut your lawn yet, wait, just hold off. Sunday, cut it. Hashtag First Cut Sunday. I want to see your pictures of you cutting your lawn on Sunday. You up for that? Get ready for it. We've got some good podcasts coming up for that as well. And I'll be doing some videos too. Ooh, lucky you. So, in the garden, if you're lucky enough to have some lawn, wicked. But I'd always say just leave a little area for wildlife. Leave a little bit of overgrown grass. Leave a little bit of like wildflowers or something like that. We've got some wildflowers growing right there, as you can see. Just leave a little bit for wildlife. One of the things we're going to do next week as well is something called flour seed balls, my absolute favourite. If you follow me, you know I'm always talking about it. So one of the things we're going to be doing is them, but leaving some overgrown bits, some bits where things can hide away, is so important. So look, let me do my first make, and then we'll talk a little bit more after that. Lisa's hello, Ashley hello, Philippa hello, how you all doing? Good morning to you all. Let me start with hedgehogs. Hedgehogs are fantastic to bring into the garden, and you know, you see less and less hedgehogs, which is a real shame. Like, we've got one in our garden, absolute little, we've not named him yet, maybe we should name him. He's a right little legend, absolutely love him. And what we need to do for that is give him a home. Sure, we need to feed him. One of the things you shouldn't feed hedgehogs is cheese. Now, don't get me wrong, they love cheese, but you shouldn't feed it to them. It's not good for them at all. So we've got a actual hedgehog mix of food. You can put cat food down for them, but we've got like a dry mix of hedgehog food, which he comes around and has a good old little nibble there. But also, like I say, the best thing to bring wildlife into the garden is give them a little bit of a home. So this is how we're going to do it. Laura says, I have a hedgehog house but need a hog to make it a home. True, yeah, right. So how long, Laura, while you're here, how long have you had the hedgehog home for? How long have you had it for? And I'll tell you why, because it takes time. It takes time for them to, one, realise it's there, and two, make a home in there, you know what I mean? So how long you had it for? And we'll come to the other thing I've got in a minute. So what you need for this, really easy, once again, 1 year. Yeah, it might take a little bit longer, Laura, for them to really feel settled and find it. So hold out for that. But even just putting some hedgehog food around that area, and also, well, we'll talk about it. Let me go into it anyway, and then hopefully you'll get some ideas, Laura, from this. So if you've not got a hedgehog home already, like Laura, nice one, Laura, for getting one, then you just need to get one of these. It's just a simple box, a simple container. Doesn't have to be massive. And this is what we're going to do. So you get a Stanley knife. Parents, obviously, this is for parents, this part. And we cut some air vents in the side. So either side, we cut an air vent. Then in the front, we're cutting a 15 by 15 centimetre hole. Okay? Doesn't have to, it could be a little bit smaller, but that's not any bigger than that. If not, you're making basically a cat home, aren't you? So 15 by 15 centimetre. And then what you do is you place this against the fence line. Place it against the fence line. I can't really do it here. Place it against the fence line. And then this is where the kids get involved. So we put logs and bits of wood and bark and bits of grass all over it. Cover it all over. Alright, so we need the air vents so air gets through it, so it doesn't get damp in there for them. But with loads of logs and leaves and everything like that over the top, that sort of hides it up. Because, you know, one, it doesn't look too pretty, just as a bright green box. But also, it's good for them. It like, makes them feel like it's at home and it's nice and sheltered for them. So it's really nice and easy for them to get to. And then, this is what you do. So then, you put leaves, twigs, and this is what you can do, Laura. Leaves and twigs and just little bits and bobs outside. Don't put them inside, just leave them outside. Chuck a few leaves in there to start with, like kick them off. But leave all the twigs and leaves and stuff outside, so it gives them like materials to start off their home, basically. Because one of the things, and I always say this to kids, and actually the answer I always get is, oh yeah, I'd like that. Would you like a hedgehog to decorate your bedroom? And the answer, of course, is no. You wouldn't want a hedgehog to decorate your bedroom. You'd want you'd want to do your own, wouldn't you? Of course you would. So it's the same for them. They don't want you coming along, like hanging your family photos up, like putting table and chairs in there. They don't want that. They want to do it themselves. So if you leave the materials outside for them, it makes it really easy for them to find it. Now, just like Laura, if it hasn't been inhabited, is that the word? Inhabited yet? I think that's the word. Then don't worry, just keep leaving the stuff out there. And if you can get the hedgehog dry food, I'd always say that rather than the cat food, then do that. That will sort of attract them, give them something to come along to, and then they have a little search around. Now the other thing is, and you've got to be really, really friendly with your neighbours. Like, this is top friendly neighbours, alright? At the moment, as things stand, we should really be friendly with our neighbours. So you can ask them, speak in your gardens. I don't know about you, if you're out in the garden. This morning it's quite quiet actually. Start of the week it was busy. Quite quiet today. But if you're in the garden, ask if you can cut a hole in the fence. It doesn't have to be massive. Again, it can just be a 15cm hole in the fence. If you've got, so this is what I'm gonna. I've talked about this a long time, and I need to ask my neighbours this week. And this is what I'm gonna do. If you've got, I don't know if you can see in the back there, but on my fences I've got concrete bottoms. So this is the biggest problem. People moan that we don't see any hedgehogs anymore in the garden, and that's because we've turned our houses into absolute fortresses. Like, this is our castle. So if you've got concrete bases at the bottom, cut the 15cm hole in the fence, and then either side of that fence put a little bit of a ramp. Nothing too steep, just a little bit of a ramp so they can go up, come down. And what you want to create is like a hedgehog highway. Now you've got to be really friendly with your neighbours, and they've got to really want it too. But if you want to attract hedgehogs into your garden, then you've got to make a bit of a highway, make it really easy for them to get between homes. That's one of the reasons we're seeing less and less hedgehogs, because we're making our houses in such fortresses, such castles, that it's stopping that from happening. So there's two different things there to get hedgehogs into the garden. Now I mentioned, if you know how to get rid of slugs, hedgehogs are the best way. If you've got vegetables growing, like at the start of the week we talked about sowing and growing, I'm going to tell you, it's getting a bit warm, sowing and growing some vegetables this year, then hedgehogs are the best way. If you want to attract hedgehogs into the garden, they will get rid of the slugs for you. So it's really simple, really easy to do, and all you need is a container. So go in the house, find something, probably packed full of toys or paperwork. I've got one's full of paperwork that I've got to get rid of, and then literally just turn them into a really simple hedgehog home, then cover it all up. So simple. Again, we're using stuff that's just around the house and in the garden. If you've got any questions throughout this stream, you can obviously call in 07 423 574 520 at any point. If you've got a gardening question, you can pop it in the comments. That's cool as well. If you are growing, sowing and getting involved in wildlife, I'd love to hear from you. Drop it in the messages. And if you've got any other ideas about how to get kids out in the garden, I'd also love to hear from you. So drop them in the comments, get chatting, share some of your ideas. It's absolutely cool, absolutely wicked. Cold tea, nothing like it, is there? Oh. So hedgehogs, great to get in the garden. Next thing are frogs. Now, when we first did this, I did this on Blue Peter good few years ago now. Crikey, I feel like I was a youngster back then. But on Blue Peter, we created a frog pond. Now when you say pond, people get worried, especially around kids, with water being around and thinking just a massive pond, like you're going to need loads and loads of space to be able to bring in frogs. And I thought the same, like we thought exactly the same. Like, we never thought we'd get frogs in our garden through this make, but we did. And we did it on Blue Peter. It was so great that someone decided to nick it. I don't know why anyone would nick it, but that's what happened. So this frog pond, it's a really simple way. Now you might have seen, right, that I spoke about washing up bowls. Now this washing up bowls, I should have got like a I should have made like a Skinny Jean Gardener washing up bowl and sold it, because I talk about washing up bowls so much. And I talked about this the other day about making a allotment inside a washing up bowl. Really easy. But I realise you ain't got loads of washing up bowls just hanging about. But I would say, and I said this the other day, best thing, ask the neighbours. Everyone's out in their gardens usually. It's a bit quiet today. Everyone's out in their gardens. Ask them, you got a spare one sitting about in the shed, bottom of the shed, that you're not using? Can we use it? Wash it, or just take one from the sink. I didn't say that though, kids. I didn't say that. Washing up bowl, the best thing we can use. So what we need to do for this is find an area in the garden which already has like loads of either planting or flowers or anything like that, or hedging, and then that's got to be where you're going to put your little mini pond. Now the reason for that is you could plant up around it, which if you've got plants hanging about in pots ready to go, then cool, but if you've already got established plants there, then it sort of prevents that. And the reason we want to put this pond around somewhere that's a bit more planted is because we need to have a bit of protection. So we don't want any birds from flying down and taking our frogs, which they don't like flying. So we want to put this somewhere a bit sheltered, a bit out of the way, a bit covered up. Then all we do is we can put this and sink it into the ground, sink it in to the grass or the soil. So the soil's just up to that point there, just there. So just the lip of the washing up bowl sits over. Then inside that we pop a brick. Okay, so the brick goes inside the washing up bowl, and then we put, I haven't brought one over, but either a piece of wood over half of it, or like a roof tile if you've got a spare roof tile, or anything just to protect the frogs from when it's really hot and sunny, to give them like a shaded area that makes it really easy for them. So you've got the brick in there. When you fill it full of water, then they can sit on the brick, right, chill out in a bit of shade, or come out for a little sunbathe. It's totally up to them. But also the brick's really great because if you have got hedgehogs, if you are like Laura, attracting hedgehogs to the garden, then if a hedgehog falls in there, which you know they might do, it's dark when they're out in the belt, then they easily can get out. That's the biggest thing. You don't want a hedgehog trying to struggle to get out of here, or any other animal. So that's why the brick's in there, for both the frogs and other wildlife. So you sink this into the ground, you've got loads of plants around it, and then you leave it, and then you have to leave it for a while. So we left ours for probably about 1.5 years before we got frogs in the garden, but by then it's established. It you know, grass had come around it, it's a bit covered up, and then we got frogs, and then we can literally with Olive, it was like going down every single day. Dad, can we go and see how the frogs are doing? Dad, can we go and see how the frogs are doing? And we did have it, I don't know if you can see in the garden here, but there's a trampoline behind me. We did have a frog pond right there. Not great, right, to put a frog pond near a trampoline, so I wouldn't say that. We moved it, it's now on the other end of the garden, and we're waiting now for the planting to like go around it, get a little bit more hidden, and yeah, just create a bit of an area for them, because they're not going to come along and say, oh, this is nice, this is a nice open spot, I think we're out here. They're not going to do that, so you've got to wait for them to come along into the garden. So yeah, you're going to have to wait a year, maybe 1.5 years. But you'd be surprised, you wouldn't think that the frogs would find it. Like, we've not got any, we've got a big pond, I don't know, about a mile that way, but you wouldn't think the frogs will get there, but they do get about, and it just gives them an area. You'll be surprised if you've got a pile of wood, a damp wood in the garden, if you lift them, you'll be very surprised. You might find under there, you might find a couple of frogs. So if you give them this little space, it's easy. Now, you don't have to, guys, you don't have to dig it into the ground. If you want to, then if you've just got a garden that you're not allowed to dig, maybe you're renting, you're not allowed to dig in it, just popping that whole thing in a corner somewhere with some plant around it, put a few bricks so the frogs can get up to it, make it really easy for them. You'll still get frogs that way. So you don't have to dig it into the ground, and it is portable then. You can take it around anywhere you want. And again, frogs get rid of slugs. So it's perfect, right? We're sorting that question out. I'm sorting that question out for you. River says, hi River! Thanks for watching, hope you're good. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're out in the sunshine. Hope everything's cool. Hope you're going to make a frog pond with Mum. Or a hedgehog home. Maybe. Think about it. If you want to say hello, drop it in the comments. It'd be nice to speak to you. Or you can ring me. 07423 574 520. If you want to call, you can. Someone said that I should, at least it's I need to make a jingle up. I've not made a jingle up yet. I've not made a jingle. Christopher says he's working and he's watching. Nice one. Philippa says good morning, hello, and Ashley says good morning, hello, and Lisa. It's Lisa. Say hello too. Oh, what a lovely day. How are we doing on time? We've got loads of time. Loads of time. So no worries. So yeah, there's two things there, hedgehogs and frogs, that you can bring into the garden. So simple, so easy, just out of stuff that's hanging around the house. Now, next thing is birds. If we want to attract birds into the garden, then that's fantastic. If, like at the start of the week, we are sowing our seeds, sowing to grow our own, and you know, maybe you're making your own little mini allotment outside. One of the things that's going to happen is when your seedling is small, like if you put a tomato seedling outside, don't put it out yet because we're still getting frosts. So for anything that you're putting outside, any plants, don't put them outside yet because we're getting some serious frost still. You need to wait till they're totally gone, if not your plants are going to die. Not good. So once your seedlings do go outside, once your tiny little plants do go outside, the one thing that can happen is that birds can come down, have a good old munch, have a good old eat, see you later. That's them done. So what we can do is we can make sure we feed the birds well in our garden, so they don't go down to the allotment, don't go down to where you're growing your own. They come to a different area of the garden where you're feeding them, and they say, "Oh, pretty full now, Dave." I'm guessing the bird's mate is called Dave. Yeah, no, what you mean, Sydney, the bird, obviously. So they don't go and eat your vegetables. So we need to feed them. We can feed them. Some of you might have seen this. Joe Zimmerman. Kobe said hello, Kobe. Aria said, where's Olive? Oh yeah, Aria, Olive will be out later. For sure, alright? Don't worry, Olive will be here. We've got a whole hour show. Still half hour to go. Any chance she might pop out. She's turned into a bit of a diva. So she'll only come out if she's paid. Pay's not enough at the moment, so there you go. She might be out. She's in her trailer getting her makeup done. So yeah, with birds again, if we want to get rid of slugs, the birds will definitely help. And the reason we don't like slugs too much is because they come along and eat our food. So it sort of all works together. All these different wildlife things work together to help us grow our own plants. So how do we attract birds into the garden? Again, really easy. So this is quite a big bird feeder we're going to make, but at the moment this is the only one I could find in my recycling. So either a water bottle or a squash bottle like this. Let's just take the water out of there. This is what we're going to use to make our bird feeders. Now, all of the things that we do with these plastic bottles, parents, we need to be really careful, but also because there's some scissors involved. But also, kids, you can decorate these. Like, it's a whole activity sitting right there where kids can decorate up these things for the birds. Now, this is what you need to do, everybody. Have I got my scissors, or have they blown away? There's the scissors. Here we go. So, to begin with, what we need to do is, with the bottle, we need to put a hole at the top. 2 holes, either... Is it the right way around? Well, actually, it doesn't matter which way around you do it. Probably better. Let's do it this way. I think better that way. So where the spout is, put a hole there on one side and a hole on the other side. So we're going to stick one hole. Now be really careful with this, everybody. So using scissors. Here's some holes. So this is a parent's thing to do. Be really careful. Or you can use a Stanley knife or a little craft knife if you've got one. So we've got our holes on either side of our bottle. I don't know if you can see that on the screen. Take off the lid. Now here we go. Now this is where it's not going to go. This is where the bit where it's not going to go right, guys. So this bit is the really fiddly bit, which sometimes goes right on the show, but sometimes doesn't. You need to get some string. So you've got some string hanging around. And then we put this through you really carefully have to do this is, right, put that through, put the string through, and we're going to feed it all the way. Now here we go, this is like the bit where it either works or it don't. Come on mate, come on. We've got ages, haven't we? Just sit and watch, guys, just sit and watch me try and get this string through. Come on, you can do it. Do it for the live, it's not going to work. Do it for the... Oh! You need some patience here, guys, you need some patience. Right, hang on. If this works, it'd be an absolute miracle. Right, it's not going to work, that bit. How are we going to get it through there? Should have done the holes higher. Do the holes higher, guys. Right, get your finger in there, right, hang on. Right, here we go, aha! Here we go, and then just get a little... Get some tweezers. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right, we're through now. So hopefully you've got a plastic bottle and you're recycling. Wicked. If you've not got string, again, ask around your neighbours, everyone. You know, someone along the neighbours are going to have some string. Surely. And this is where you're going to hang. This is how you're going to hang your feeder. Now the reason I decided to do it at the top is because this bit is where we're going to put the seed in. So all the seed's going to go in the top part. If we put it on the bottom, then it might be a bit hard to keep changing over the seed. So that's that part. That's the hard bit done. Next part we need to do is, again, either side on the bottom part of the feeder, either side of the bottom part of the feeder, we're going to put some larger holes. So you can pierce some larger holes. Again, mums and dads, if you can do this rather than the kids. So either get a craft knife or some scissors on the bottom there. So a hole either side of each other. So be really careful, guys, when you're using scissors. And then what you're going to need next is either a bamboo cane like this, like a bit of a bamboo cane, or a stick, like if you've got some sticks in the garden, or if you've got a tree where you can just break a little bit of a stick off so you can put it through. Now this is where the birds are going to be able to sit. Perch is the word, isn't it? Perch is the word I'm looking for. So the birds are going to perch on this part of your feeder. So then you have to push it. Aha! That worked better than I thought. Push it through a little bit like that. So now we've got the string on the top, that's hanging up. Then we've got our perch for the birds to come along to. Here's the next bit. Now I'm using scissors today, but if you've got a craft knife, it makes things so much easier. Okay, so much easier. Now actually, I might just pop that stick out for a second, and then we just stick a little hole in the top there. Next thing we're going to do, and if you've seen this before, there might be a video, is we're going to put a downwards cut, a downwards triangle, and I'll try and show you on the screen. If you listen on the podcast, it's quite a visual thing. But a downwards cut towards that hole, not in the hole, and then you just push it in a little bit. Now that is where our bird seed is going to come out of, so that's a really important part. So there's a downward cut, a downwards triangle, I should say, and then you just push that little tab in. So a downwards triangle, push the tab in. Proper symbol, that was. Right, and then we push the stick back through at the bottom. Then we push that through. There we go. Push the stick back through. And then you fill it up of, then you can decorate it. This is the part where you can decorate it. Then you fill it, only halfway I'd say to begin with. Fill it with bird seed. Again, ask the neighbours if you've not got any. A little bit of bird seed, and then you can hang that in the garden. Hang it away from fences. If you've got a tree, then wicked. If you've got a bird feeder where it can hang in the middle of the garden, then great. The reason we always say is hang them away from like fences and that is because birds are less likely to use them if they're next to fences because of cats and predators and things like that. So if they're in the middle of the garden, they're more likely to come down. And if you decorate them, and I'd always say decorate, if you're going to be looking at this, in the garden on its own, people be like, you got a bottle with you got a bottle hanging in your garden. You decorate it, then you say, well, that's what the kids made, and like, everyone's like, oh, nice, good, kids made it, that's great. So it's a really nice one, nice little craft one there, nice little arty one that you can paint up if you've got some paints, stickers, and do a little bit of art around it. Really simple again, really easy, using stuff that we've got around the home. I like that one, that's one of my favourites actually. And again, answering that question, how do we get rid of slugs? Lisa says slugs, coffee grounds or eggshells are really good. Yep, definitely. Hold on a second. Hello, Olive. Hello, mate. You alright? Where you been?
I don't know. I can't remember.
You can't remember? Have you been doing some school bits? You've been doing some reading? Huh? Are you looking yourself on screen? We, Olive, have been doing... we made a hedgehog home. Yeah? Hedgehog home. Do you want to tell everyone about the hedgehog that comes by?
Where's the water?
Don't worry about that. So we made a hedgehog home, Olive. We made a frog...
Can I go into a trampoline?
Yeah, if you want. In a minute.
Go now.
No, in a minute, because it makes a lot of noise. I thought we made a... In a minute.
Oh.
Made a frog pond, Olive. She's gone. As quick as she came, she's gone. Sorry, Olive fans.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hedgehog home down there. We've got a proper one. She's taking over again, isn't she? That's going to go on behind me. Brilliant. Well, come and help when you're ready, alright?
Okay.
We've got some tasks for you. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Lisa, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, coffee grounds, eggshells are a great one to, prevent it. I don't know if it's been proven. I think the RHS might have done a little test on it, and it's not 100% foolproof, that sort of thing. But yeah, I do eggshells because I always say if you start your seeds in a... Yeah, mate? Showing off. Unbelievable. I don't know where she gets it from. I always say starting your seedlings in eggshells is a good one because then you can crack them a little bit and then that'll stop the slugs from coming along. Yeah?
Why don't fruit shoot?
Oh, pick that fruit shoot. We need that, mate.
When?
In a minute.
Okay.
Because coffee grounds and eggshells for slugs, they don't like anything rough going over their tummy, do they?
Tell me where you're near that bit.
Okay. They don't like anything rough going over their tummy. So, with eggshells and coffee grounds, yes. Wildlife.
I don't get it.
Lisa says wildlife. Your frogs, yeah.
I'm getting it.
All right, cool. Wildlife. Your frogs will eat them up, yes. Or get the kids out at night for a slug hunt. Pick them up and give them a new home.
Or give them.
Talking about slugs. Would you like to do a slug hunt at night?
Yeah, or give they.
Are you alright? Is this a bit distracting for you watching yourself on screen?
Give
we're
them.
on there, look, we're there.
I know. And give a hedgehog.
Hedgehogs, yeah. We like our little hedgehog. Have you seen it this year yet? Still not. Haven't seen the hedgehog yet. But it's definitely there, I promise you.
We've got some more hedgehog food.
We've got some more hedgehog food. We'll put some out later.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a good idea. Like a little slug hunt at night and then move them.
A little hedgehog.
I always say move them from...
A little hedgehog hunt.
Yeah, a little hedgehog hunt. Move them away from your vegetables. I think that's the biggest thing. Yeah, okay, we're going to do that in a second, mate. Move them away from your vegetable patch and move them somewhere else in the garden. But they can travel. Like you're going to have to do that little hunt quite a bit. So, but all cool. So, next. Alright, mate. Oh, can you, if you're going to come out, babe, can you come over here, hon, and help me, or... No? Yeah? We just made a bird feeder. Do you want to get some stickers to put on the bird feeder?
Yeah.
Right, go and grab your stickers and then we can do it. Distraction. That's a good idea. Let's do a slug hunt. I might do it tonight actually. Sarah Bates says amazing. Lucas, nice one. Who's Lucas? Lucas, thumbs up. We're going to make one of them today and hang it from my apple tree. Oh, nice one. Ashley, send me a photo. Send me a photo. Olive's about to come and decorate this one. Ian says hello, Olive. Olive fans, hello. And Linda, Olive, and Jacob. Hello, Jacob. Thanks for calling yesterday, mate. Hello, mate. How you doing? Hopefully you'll make a little. We'll get loads of bird feeders about today. That'd be a really cool one, wouldn't it? Loads of bird feeders. So yeah, right. Shall we move on to another one? I don't know where Olive's gone. She's gone to get her stickers. What time are we on? Oh, crikey, we're flying through time today. Thanks everyone. Thanks for everyone commenting. Please carry on sharing and getting people to see it. We have got over 100 and I think almost 120,000 people that have watched this week, which is wicked. I've got to say high five to everyone that shared it.
Mummy said we think Jacob's watching us.
He is. He's just said hello to you.
When?
And Aria's watching as well.
Oh.
Do you want to say hello to her?
I might ring Aria later.
Aria, call in now. You've got a chance to call in. 07423 574 520 to chat to Olive right now. But Jacob's watching. Do you want to say hello, Jacob?
Yeah, hello, Jacob.
Hello, mate. And Aria. Hello, guys. So yeah, right. Shall we talk about bees? Oh, do you want to, you can colour that in for now.
One.
Yeah, you can stick some stickers on there.
And put some paint on.
Not paint at the moment. We're not going to do paint at the moment, mate.
Okay.
We're going to talk about bees. Bees. Why are bees? Bees are why are Olive?
Do this.
Okay. But why are bees important in the garden? Do we know?
No.
What do we call it? What did we call it the other day?
Inspirational?
Inspirational?
No.
No. What is it?
Pollen.
Well, what is it? What's it called?
Pollen.
Pollination.
Pollination.
So, bring in...
This book was from 555.
Stickers, fun, princesses.
No, it says 555.
Yeah, it does, yeah. 555.
Yeah.
Sticker fun princess book.
Wow.
Wow. 555 stickers. Incredible. Bees are really important in our garden for pollination. If we're growing vegetables, then bringing bees in helps with that pollination, helps get the plants going, helps them kick them off. We need bees to go into one little flower, like on a tomato plant, one little flower, go to another bit, and spread that pollen everywhere. So it's really, really, really important to bring them in.
You're going to say spread your germs.
Hey?
You're going to say spread your germs.
No, not spread your germs. Spread the pollen. It's all about spreading the pollen for those bees. So we can attract them to the garden. Now we have sown loads and loads of wildflowers, and next week
we need to get our other bird feeder.
Where is that other bird feeder?
I don't know.
I've hid it somewhere. We'll get it back later.
I think I know where it is.
We've sown loads of wildflowers, and next week we're going to do wildflower seed balls, which is a great gardening make. Really messy, really simple. But one way, a really simple way, away from wildflowers, maybe you've not got no wildflowers at the moment, a great way is to make something called
Dad, can I just say something?
Butterfly Fizzy Pop.
Dad, can I just say something?
Thought we should react to that. Yeah?
Aria, ring up now.
I have to plea for Aria to ring now. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We've got 20 minutes left, so it could happen.
Yeah.
Alright? So, Butterfly Fizzy Pop is a
Butterfly.
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked what is Butterfly Fizzy Pop, because it's a really great one that you can do. So, get any size bottle. So this is a really small bottle, absolutely perfect, doesn't matter what size, and I'll explain why in a second. Then, we get an old sponge. And
Why old sponge?
well, because you don't want to cut up a decent sponge, do you?
What?
You don't want to cut a good sponge up, do you?
No.
What you do...
You only cut bad sponge.
Actually, while I cut that in a second, what you need to do firstly is with the bottle, take the lid off. Oh, Olive!
There's no butter in it.
How? No, we'll do that in a sec.
Where's all the butter gone?
There's no butter, we're going to use that in a second.
Is it pretend butter?
Yeah, we're going to use it in a second.
Have we had the butter?
Yeah.
Who just, or probably somebody licked it.
Toast, innit? So what we're going to do is with the bottle we're going to put a little teaspoon of sugar in there. Teaspoon of sugar. And then some water.
Finished.
Hang on. Now, not too much water. Maybe fill.
Put some water in here.
Hang on. Maybe fill the bottle halfway. Pop the lid on. And then Olive.
Dad, do you know that's what I drank one day?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Olive, go down to the end of the garden and just shake. Shake as hard as you can. Go, 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 go. Run around and shake it as hard as you can. Mix it all up. That's going to be our butterfly fizzy pop. Shake, 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 shake. Go, 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 go. So, for about a minute, get the kids shaking that up. That's going to be our butterfly fizzy pop. While that's happening, we get our sponge and we cut. Yeah, okay, mate. Cut a corner of the sponge off. So not a massive part, just a corner of it off. For this make as well, you're also going to need some string and a little bit of sellotape. So Olive, if you can see, if you can't see, if you're listening to this on the podcast, hold on a second. Hello? 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 I think it might be for you, Olive. Hello? Can you hear?
Yeah.
See if you can hear, Olive. Might be for you.
Hello? Hello?
Come a bit closer to me.
Hello?
Can you hear who it is?
Hello? Hello?
What's going on?
It's Aria.
It's Aria.
Hello, Aria. Hello, Olive. Hello, Aria. Hello, Olive. Are you okay? What? What, Aria? Hello. What are you doing? What are you doing? Lots of it. Oh, thank you, Ari. I love you too. I'm talking to you. I heard you, what you said.
I've got no idea what.
I'm playing on my tablet. Oh, she's playing on a game thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Is she going to do some of these mates today? Some of these
Are you
gardening?
going to do some of these makes today, Aria? Olive, I miss you. Oh.
Yes or no?
No, she said I miss you.
Okay.
I miss you too. I've been watching you on telly. Oh.
What did you say?
I've been watching you on telly.
Oh.
I'm going to make a birdhouse. Oh.
Say.
Are you going to make anything else? I'm going to make a birdhouse. Oh, are you going to make anything else? Kobe wants to make one. Okay. Kobe wants to speak to me now.
What? Kobe now?
Kobe wants to make a pond. Oh. With ducks? Bye. Bye, Aria. Bye, Olive. Bye, Aria.
Say you'll ring her later.
I'll ring you later. See you later, Olive. Bye. Bye. Love you. Love you too. Bye.
She's gone?
Yeah.
Oh. She's gone. Oh, that was nice of Aria to call, wasn't it? That was good, mate. You gonna call her later? Yeah, call her. FaceTime her later, alright? We'll FaceTime you later, Aria. Won't we, Olive?
Yeah.
FaceTime you later.
No,
how do we get on? You're gonna right. Ollie's gonna carry on shaking that little bit. I think at the moment, like, we're going through with kids being off school, really difficult. I think keeping in contact is so important for all children. We're trying to set up something at the moment. I mentioned something recently on a class group. Clearly bothered. On a class group about sending like little vlog videos, just saying what you've been up to, even like a weekly one from each of the kids, to try and just sort of keep that visual thing going as well as being on the phone. But that's going off of wildlife, but it's a big thing at the moment. I think let's keep everyone in contact. I don't know where you are in the country, but we also, if anyone's going around exercising with the kids, then putting rainbows up in the window. Maybe we'll do a whole thing. If you've got any other ideas, put them in the comments. I'd love to hear them about how you're keeping the kids in contact with people and their school friends. I think it's a big thing at the moment, because we don't know, everyone. Who knows how long? Who knows how long we'll be homeschooling for? And I just think they're going to miss their friends. I think it's a shame. So that's a whole sidetrack. We've got 10 minutes left. I've got a few more mates to go through. How are we shaking, Olive?
I'm just bouncing.
She's bouncing it on the trampoline now, guys. Can't.
Look at
Is you alright?
it.
Well, I need it in a second. So let's get back to it. Our butterfly fizzy pop, really good to get the bees and the butterflies into the garden. Because butterflies are great for pollination as well. And so we've cut a little bit of sponge off, and then while Olive's bouncing, last few bounces now, Olive, we get some sellotape and we cut again another little bit of string. You got it?
Yeah.
Bring it, mate. Can I bring it over here? Olive, bottle.
It's moving.
Oh. I was ripping the garden pieces. Don't worry about it for now. Don't bring Olive, the bottle. Olive, I need it. Thank you. Right, here we go. So we've got our butterfly fizzy pop inside there. Yeah, of course you can. Go on. What do you want to say?
If I was still watching, what was you saying? Because I didn't hear you.
Oh, you couldn't hear her on the phone.
No, I didn't know what she was saying.
Was she talking about what she's going to be doing in the garden or not?
No, she didn't speak like louder. She was just like saying, hello.
It's a bit hard on them headphones to hear.
I didn't hear her. And I said, are you growing anything else?
Yeah.
And she said, I'm growing a birdseed. And I said, are you growing anything else? I said. And she said, I'm growing a birdseed.
No way.
So I think she's only just probably woke up.
Okay. So now we've got our bottle. Thanks for calling in, Aria.
Dad.
Yeah, we've got that bottle. That's for the birds' feed. This is our butterfly fizzy pop. We've got this bottle now, so we can hang it in the garden. Tape it up a little bit better than that, because them strings are going to come off quite easy the way I've done it there. Then we put our sponge into the top of the bottle, and what we do is, now this is going to be messy, so if you're going to do it, make sure you're somewhere either under a bowl or something like that, because also ants will come along if not. But if you flip it upside down, let me do it over here. Oh, actually this one's pretty good. Some of the water is obviously going to soak into that sponge. Soak into the sponge. There we go. And it's going to drip out quite a bit to begin with. But it's all about soaking that sponge full of that sugary water. Hang it in the garden, and what will happen is the butterflies, I'm getting quite a few butterflies in my garden. But this is a great one if you've even just got a balcony or even a smaller space. It's a great way to hang up and bring the butterflies in without having loads of wildflowers. It's really simple. Butterfly fizzy pop, the best way. I love that make. Really simple, and there's a lot of exercise. Like I say, Ian, that's a great way to shake it up. Yeah, if you got what you need to shake it up is a whole trampoline and about a minute. So if you can buy a trampoline just for that, then that'd be great. Good way to shake it up though. Shake it up. Good way to get exercise in as well. Shaking it. Right, we are coming almost 10 minutes. We got through a lot of mates today, haven't we? I hope you're enjoying these little wildlife things. Obviously, all available in my brand new book. I'm not going to talk about it every time. but there's loads of different wildlife makes in there, and most of these are from there, to be honest with you. So a lot of what you're going to see on here is from there. So stay tuned throughout the week. Stay tuned. Keep on sharing. But if you do want something a little bit more physical, then you can grab a hold of the book if you fancy it. It's the cheapest I can put it on Amazon, guys. It's the cheapest I can do. So if you want to get involved, if you want to get hold of one, I think it's a pretty good. I was saying earlier, it's almost like I wrote this book just for now. Just like I wrote it just for. I haven't, but it's just how it's worked out. So if we also want to bring more bees into the garden, and that's why. So things like this, like a dish, is a great one. So for bees, a bit like us, I like having a nice little bath at the end of the day. Love it. For bees, it's a bit of the same. So if we can get a dish like this, a bit of water, not too much, just so they can sit in it. They'll come down, they can have a little drink, have a little wash, and it's a really simple way to just make your garden bee friendly. And people always say, oh, I don't want loads of bees about, I don't want loads of bees in the garden. Obviously these bee makes, if you've got you know, I'm quite lucky, I've got quite a long garden, I've got bees down there, I've got up this end my area where I like entertain and you know, have barbecues and stuff, so it's away from that bee area. If you've got a smaller garden, not necessarily when I say, oh, put like one of these, because you know, butterflies are great, but it's also going to attract bees. But by attracting bees, because you're attracting bees, doesn't mean you're going to be attracting a whole swarm of bees. You know, you're only going to get a few come along. So don't think, oh my gosh, I'm not attracting loads of bees into the garden. It'd be an absolute nightmare. They're not going to be everywhere, alright? They're not going to be everywhere. But look, if you haven't got a dish like that, which is, you know, I think that was a chicken shop dish for red pepper dip, if you know. If you ain't got that, butter. Now this is all about recycling once again. This part we can really easily use for sowing our seeds in. Compost, drainage if you fancy it, sow your seeds in it, grow in it. The lid you'd think was pretty useless because of how shallow it is. But this, fill with water right to the top, pop it down somewhere, and this makes a perfect little bath, perfect place for bees to come along and have a drink. Just gives them like just something really nice to show that they can just sit in or sit on top of and have a little drink. Just makes it easy, giving them a home, giving them a space to get into the garden. There's so many wildlife things. I don't know, maybe next week we'll do a whole nother wildlife special on this Facebook, but we'll see. Let's see what everyone's saying. Ian said, I've sown beetroot seeds in the greenhouse on Monday. How long will it be before they sprout? You're looking like a couple of weeks, even earlier than that. Last year they were outdoors and never even started. Well, because you're doing them indoors and in the greenhouse, it's going to happen a lot quicker. But the thing is, if you're doing it outside, you know, you don't want to be. I wouldn't say so anything outside at the moment. You wouldn't think it by looking at it here where we are, but had such a frost this morning, like absolutely like Christmas this morning. Now look at it. So yeah, don't be sowing nothing outside just yet. I'd say just wait for it to warm up. Joe says Ari was a bit shy. Tell her I was growing peppers, and Kobe is growing cress. That's wicked. High fives to you two. Send me some pictures. I'd love to see some pictures. If you're doing any of the makes this week, then I'd love to see some photos and love to see what you're getting up to in the garden, and share your ideas too. I'm just finishing off part of my website, which is bringing in loads of different ideas. So loads of ideas that I'm doing, but also your ideas too. I'd love if you've got them somewhere to link to your stuff, just so it's easy for people to get to. That would be really, really cool. So yeah, I think we've done everything. We did really well there today, didn't we? We had a lot of stuff to get through, didn't we? A lot of stuff. If you're growing peppers, are you growing peppers, Joe, from seed or are you from plant? I'm guessing from seed. if you're growing on the windowsill, you'll be well happy. Just remember, I talked about this a lot. I got a question yesterday or last night. Thanks very much for your question. I'm trying to answer as many as I can on social media as possible. I'm happy to help where I can. But our father was Simon. He was never done any gardening before, but really wants to get into it, and was online ordering some bits for it. Compost wise, yeah, a little compost does help. Asking if seeds that we got from you. Oh, that makes sense. Joe said he's got seeds that we got from you. It makes sense. I hope you grow a lot more than that, mate. Get growing. Simon said, do I need compost? Well, you know what, compost helps. It's all about the soil, and if you've got decent compost, it's gonna help 100% with growing your own. Like, them seeds are gonna love it. It's a bit like us. If we give ourselves a nice cup of coffee in the morning, it's gonna help. And if you just put seeds in poor soil, so if you've got a rubbish bit of coffee, I don't know where I'm going with this. This is a new way of talking about it, but you know, compost is important and can definitely help. So if you've got compost, get involved. Make sure you use some. Seeds wise, Simon, he'd never done gardening before. He'd never even thought about it. I need a bit of guidance, and I've always said that I can't tell you what to sow. I can't tell you quick stuff to grow, because I don't really agree with growing really fast seeds. I don't think that's the best way of doing stuff. I think if you're going to grow something, you've got to care about it, and you've got to and want to eat it at the end of it. There's no point in growing loads of beetroot if at the end of it no one's going to eat it. That's the thing, isn't it? No one's going to eat, like kids. I don't even like beetroot. I know it's quick. Things like that, really quick and easy to grow. I'm not going to eat it. So you've got to care about the plant. But it was last night when I got the message through. It's like I really have no idea what to do. So I come up with my top 3 for the first time ever. My top 3, which was tomatoes. So tomato seeds. So well done to Aria, or who's growing peppers, but similar sowing technique. Tomatoes, because all kids love tomato sauce, don't they? You can make your own tomato sauce. What else to do? Beans, runner beans for impact, because I love runner beans. They're really simple to grow, really easy, and they go everywhere. They just don't stop. Once they kick off, they don't stop. And then sunflowers, because again, easy to grow. I've just whacked in some seeds into the soil. Quite a few seeds in, so some of them must grow. Just because I've not got space at the moment to put them into pots. So, but sunflower seeds, again, so simple to be grown. Actually, I'm growing sunflowers. I've got runner beans growing in this little area, and I am growing tomatoes. So, covering all them bits. But they'll be my top 3 if you've got no idea where to start. But the compost is an important part to really kick them off. But I'm happy to, on these lives, answer any questions you've got. Let me know, get involved, and you can call in. It's become a bit of a hotline for Olive, really, isn't it? Olive's hotline. If you are any of Olive's friends, please call in from 10 to 11 every weekday. Right, that is 11. Oh, crikey. So that leaves me to say thanks so much for watching. Over 100,000 of you have watched these, and it's incredible. I'm so happy. Thank you so much to everyone. I hope that we get loads of people going and loads of kids. It is sunny, it's beautiful weather, and I want you guys to get involved. Get out there, enjoy the garden, mix it up, make it a bit educational. We'll talk about that next week perhaps. But just get out there, have some fun together, and create real memories with the family. Ian, thanks very much for watching. Everyone that's watched, everyone that's commented, you're all wicked. Get out in the garden, enjoy it, and I'll see ya again for the last time this week tomorrow. Right, before we do go, before I go, I was about to finish off there. Tomorrow you are going to need, for these garden makes, the 2 things we're going to need. Cardboard boxes, should have loads of them, which is great. Either screws or a stapler. and some bits of wood, some battened bits of wood. All right, but all will become clearer tomorrow. We've got some great fun things we're going to do tomorrow, so be ready for that. Look after yourself. Speak to you later. Much love. Enjoy the garden.